talk, but I'm back and I'm about to tell you guys my birth story. I had Taylor November 5th, and so tomorrow should be 2 months. The video should be going up tonight on January 4th. So, after this video, I'm also going to do a 2 month update and I'm going to catch you guys up on my life and everything. But 2 months ago, I did have my baby girl. As you guys should know, she was due on October 25th, and I went overdue 11 days to be exact. She just didn't seem like she wanted to come whatsoever, which is, a little frustrating for me, but, as long as she was healthy, I did not mind. She's sitting right here next to me, watching me. So if I look over, if I'm moving over here and doing the most, just because my baby's right there. I went to the doctor. I was 30. At 37 weeks, I was 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters. So obviously, I thought that I was going to progress and have my baby at any time. That's not how it worked. I was 2 centimeters up until probably a day before I went to be induced. So yeah, had to be induced because she just didn't want to come on her own, which they said is normal for first time moms, in the first baby. So whatever. November 3rd is when I went in to be induced at 8 o'clock, and me not having babies, and from what everyone told me, I thought that, okay, I'm getting induced on November 3rd at 8 o'clock. I'm gonna have my baby November 3rd in the morning, on November 4th. No, she waited until November 5th. So I went in there. It was a Thursday night. They put me in a room to I guess the triage. I think it was the triage. Yeah, it was the triage. I went inside the room. They started me on fluids and see if I was having contractions, seeing the baby's heartbeat and stuff like that. They checked my progression. I was at 3 centimeters. So they didn't do the fully bulb thing because I was already at 3 centimeters. So they assumed that my labor would go by super fast, and that's just not how it worked out. Basically, I went from the triage to labor and delivery, and they started me on pitocin. Around that time. It was 11 o'clock, and it was just my boyfriend and my Derek and my mom in the room. It was about 10 o'clock when I went inside that room actually, and they started me on pitocin, and they were doing two every hour. Yeah, every hour or so they were up my pitocin two. So I started at a two. I was really thinking that maybe I'm going to start feeling contractions and blah blah blah. So I was trying to pace myself. I was really nervous or whatever. So she would come in and she would up the pitocin 2, 4, 6, 8 blah blah blah. So hi mama. Hi. So I wasn't allowed to get up and use the bathroom or go on pitocin. Wasn't allowed to do anything. So I was using the bathroom and they were cleaning me up. The most uncomfortable feeling ever. I'm just let me clean myself. Oh my gosh. But anyhow, so that was that. So the next day, I actually got some sleep because I wasn't in that much pain. The next day is when I started to have back labor. I had a whole bunch of pain in my back, and I could see my contraction. It came, and it wasn't even unbearable. It hurt. Don't get me wrong. It was cramps, and then my lower back was aching, but it was, I could still talk through them. I was confused. I'm is this what labor is? And they kept checking me. I was at 3 for ever. Felt I was at a 3, and 3 centimeters that is, and I was, where was I? At 50% effaced. So that was 12 hours having by the next day or whatever, and I was still at a 3 and effaced only at 12. At 50%. So anyhow, hey mama. So anyhow, it was 2 months ago, guys. So I should have did this video a long time ago because I can't even think straight. So anyhow, that whole day went by. They were doing the pitocin. I was hungry. Obviously, I couldn't eat or anything. I actually did suck on some Jolly Ranchers, even though they told me I shouldn't have. I couldn't. My mom, everyone was coming to visit me. Everyone assumed that I was gonna have had a baby that day. My brother came to visit me. My aunt came to visit me. My mom was there the whole time, and Derek was there. They were like hungry, and I was telling them they couldn't eat or nothing because if I can't eat, y'all can't eat either. But I wasn't like being cranky or nothing. I was still in a good mood, and that's why the nurses were like, "Girl, like you ain't having this baby yet because you still look fine." So I did start. My cramps started to come a little more and more, but I still wasn't progressing like whatsoever. So then a nurse came in and she did a stretch and sweep, which I had got done a week prior, and it didn't work. So I didn't think this was gonna work this time. So she did a stretch and sweep, and she actually stretched me to a 4. I was telling Derek like, okay, my progression isn't going fast enough. Why aren't they breaking my water? So I was so confused because that could have made it go by a little faster. But anyhow, this is about like this is during the day, whatever. They did stretch and sweep, and it did nothing for me whatsoever. It only stretched me to a 4, and I was still my face was still at 50%. So it really didn't really seem like I was in labor. I kind of wasn't even in labor just yet. So I was in pre-labor. That's what they called it. So I started to get cramps and like more cramps. They were getting more intense. Like they were coming probably like every minute. So they came back and turned the pitocin down a little bit because my cramps kept coming and they didn't want to like um what is it called, like not have the baby stressed or whatever from being contracted every minute or so, and then I'm not even progressing. So you know that didn't even make sense. So the lady came back, she put it back down, put my pitocin back down, and also should I add? I know I'm all over the place, but they told me that if I wasn't progressed at a certain point, they would have turned pitocin off and they would have had to start my inducement all over again. And I was so looking forward to eating. I was thinking about what I was going to eat. I wanted some pizza. I wanted some McDonald's. Mind you, I don't even eat McDonald's. I wanted everything. And then it just didn't happen for me. So I was a little upset when I had to start all over again. So anyhow, they basically started me all over again. They told me I could stand up. I was on the ball and nothing was still happening. So by this time, it is probably about 9 o'clock the next day, p.m. 9 the next day, and I'm confused. So I've been in the hospital for 24 hours, and not only do I not have a baby, but it didn't look like I was having a baby anytime soon. So I was getting very, very, very frustrated with the nurses, frustrated with everybody because I'm just like, I just saw my baby. I wanted to cry. I was looking at the thing that the baby goes in right after you have the baby. I was looking at that and I was just like, okay, like I want my baby now. Anyhow, so Taylor, she was doing so good. Her heart rate was doing good. Everything. I was still having really bad back labor, but I wasn't progressing or anything. So boom. After that, what happened? Oh, so they finally came and they broke my water. Probably then I asked for the epidural because then it started hitting me. Mind you, I wasn't trying to get the epidural. I was trying to have a natural birth. It started hitting me, the contractions. Not unbearable though. Like not where like people were telling me like, oh, it's gonna hurt so bad. It hurt, but I feel like it. My labor wasn't that bad, so like it hurt, and I'm like, okay, if it gets worse than this, I'm getting that epidural. So they took forever to come give me epidural, but they finally gave it to me. It didn't work. The little button they give you a button to like give you more of the medicine. It didn't work. I was so frustrated. So then they came I'm like, I need them to put some more stuff in my bag. So they came back, they put more stuff in my bag. They left again. I was still in pain. I was so frustrated because I still felt my contraction. I'm like, is this not gonna work? Like, what's going on? Like, y'all need to come check me and see if I'm even progressing, or like, I just need to push because this stuff hurts. So it wasn't working. I'm pressing the button to the point where you can only press it a certain amount of time. They kept denying me because I kept pressing it so much because it hurt so bad. So then it came. I think, okay, let me say this. It didn't hurt so bad. I think I was anticipating more pain that I did not want to feel. So that's why I kept pressing the button more so. So I'm like, if it gets worse than this, I don't want to feel this. You need to come numb me before I feel anything. So basically, it just wasn't working. So I had them come back again, and it just like they did it again, and it just never, it didn't work. So I finally tried to cope with the pain, and I just fell asleep. I get woke up probably like, I don't even know because I was knocked out. I get woke up by nurses, like 5 nurses and a doctor. They come in, they give me the mask, and they're turning me this way, turning me that way. Like apparently her heart rate dropped, and I'm like, well, you think like I've been in here for I don't know how long. Like, you think she wants to come out by now? Anyways, so her heart rate drops, and it's freaking me out. Like, y'all, like, what are y'all doing? And they're not even telling me anything. They're just turning me over and over and over and giving me like oxygen and panicking, and I'm just like, oh, what's going on? So so anyhow, that was done. Like, they after that they checked me to like see. It must have not been that long because they checked me every 2 hours. After that, they came and they checked me to see if I progressed anymore. I was at a 10, and I think I was at a 90% efface, and I'm just like, what? Like, this is the best thing ever. So I'm like, okay, so we're gonna push? No, because my cervix was still high. She didn't not. I'm telling you, my baby did not want to come out and meet nobody. She wanted to be up under mommy forever. So anyhow, so my cervix was really high still. So they're like, no, you can't push, blah blah blah. So I went to sleep, like whatever. I don't. By that time, I was coping with the pain. It still hurt. Don't get me wrong, but I was just like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm just everyone be quiet. I'm going to sleep. Like, y'all go to sleep. I'm going to sleep. So they come back and they're like, okay, you're at 100% in phase. Your cervix is really high, but you're gonna do some practice pushes. So I started doing some practice pushes with the lady, and maybe I don't know. All night I actually felt like I had to have a bowel movement. So I kind of just knew that I would have a bowel movement during labor. So it happened. Oh well. It stunk really bad in there. Oh well. So it was my mom, the nurse, and Derek was in there. I was pushing, and my aunt came eventually. But then she left. But yeah, I was pushing, pushing, and my cervix was still really, really high. So by that time, I'm feeling pressure. The pressure was the worst part of me being in active labor. Pressure of wanting to push and having to push. It's like something was trying to come through something that it just couldn't come through. That was the worst pressure. On top of me feeling my contractions. Okay, so that's when labor started to be like, okay, this shit is real. Excuse my language, but this is real. Okay, so then the baby still did not want to come down. She was still really high, but they said I was doing really, really good pushes, but she just didn't want to come down, I guess. So I started pushing at 7. Um and around, I want to say 9 or so, the doctors were coming in. They're like, okay, like what's going on? So the one doctor was helping me push, and when I was pushing, she was like stretching me out so the baby can come out. And then a guy doctor came in, and he was like, okay, she's doing really good pushes. The baby doesn't seem like she wants to come. So I'm just gonna get the vacuum. I'm gonna have her push for 15 more minutes, get the vacuum. Honestly, I did not care. I'm like, where is the vacuum? So the vacuum. I was just like, where is it? Like, y'all gonna do a C-section? Get this baby out, because this pressure is so unbearable. The pressure. It was just like, okay, what the heck? They stopped me pushing. First of all, after that, they stopped me pushing. They had me put the ball between my legs and be on my side. That I don't like. It was the worst. I wanted to continue to push. I wanted to get the baby out because the pressure was so bad. That was the worst. Me just sitting there. Me just like laying there and having to push, basically. Like, I was so frustrated. So I was pushing. I no, I wasn't pushing at all. Then they finally came back. I'm telling them like, I need to push. I need to push. I need to push. I need to push. I'm like pressing the button. I'm telling them I need to push. So they came back, and everybody came in the room, and I started to push again. I tried another method of pushing. I like, it was this like thing, like it looked like something that should be in the gym. Like this thing, they wrapped something around it, and I pulled it and pushed. That didn't work. They tried to use a mirror to motivate me. That didn't work. I'm like, get this mirror out of here. I don't want to see any of that. So I don't know. So then after that, I'm trying to figure out what happened after that. Oh, so after that, hi. It was a whole bunch of nurses in there. Um, I forget. Oh, I skipped the part. I'm so sorry. When they broke my water, Taylor had a bowel movement inside of me, so the NICU people had to be in there when I went to have hers already. So it was basically I thought she would have to go to the NICU right away. So once the NICU people came in there, that's when I'm like, okay, is the baby about to come out? Like we were pushing and pushing and pushing, and like after that, after they had me bend over, I would continue to push. So then, what happened? Oh, so then everybody came in the room, and I'm like, okay, the baby coming out, and they started putting their gowns on, and this was I guess it was like 11 o'clock, and they were like, we're gonna have to cut you, and I'm like, cut me. I'm like, do whatever you need to do because I was just ready for the baby to come out. They did not have to cut me. Once okay, I started to push the baby. They were like, okay, give me one more push and the baby will be out. They didn't even need to cut me because I just started to rip. Like, yeah, it was disgusting. So I started to rip and the baby came out blue. The cord was wrapped around her neck twice. So basically, when the baby was inside of me, it's not that my cervix was high, but once she became low, the umbilical cord it was like springing her back. So she would come, they would see her hair, and then would spring her right back. Basically, the cord. So she wasn't breathing when she came out. She had swallowed whatever that was inside of me. She swallowed it, amniotic fluid along with the meconium. She swallowed it, and the cord was up in her neck. So, hi, you telling the story, Tim? I know you gave mommy a scare. So, the cord got around her neck twice. So she came out. She was blue. Mind you, I'm African American, so these babies, African American babies, don't turn blue. Okay, so it was kind of scary. I didn't hear her cry. She wasn't breathing. They just took her right over to NICU, and I was like, okay, my baby's not crying. And they're like, oh, she's gonna cry, she's gonna cry. And I'm like, when? And my mom is seeing everything going on. My mom's bawling her eyes out. So I'm like, are you crying because you're happy, or are you crying because you know what's going on with Tay? So I'm like, mom, what's wrong with her? Is she okay? Is she okay? Is she okay? Like I'm freaking out because she was not crying. And eventually I heard oh, I'm sorry. I keep skipping stuff. This happened 2 months ago. I'm sorry. But she also was sunny side up, so that's why she ripped me really bad. Anyhow, so they took over there and she finally took a breath. I never heard her cry. I heard her just like make a like I just heard her and it made me feel a lot better that she was like making noises. But basically, like after that, I thought she was gonna have to go to the NICU. She didn't. My baby was a trooper. She was like, I can come out breathing, but I'm about to breathe. Okay, and she was good. so, so yeah, that was mine. So then they put her on me. We did skin to skin, and that was the birth story. I'm sorry that I was all over the place. I should have done this a long time ago, but it just didn't happen like that. Now that I'm Tay Tay, can mommy finish the video? Hmm. So. So I'm gonna show you Taylor, and you should expect more vlogs, not daily vlogs because all we do is sit in the house, but you should be expecting vlogs because I don't work during the day. I only work weekends and I work overnight, and school doesn't start for another month, and I'm going to night classes again until a day opening comes. So I'll be vlogging because I want to get back into YouTube because I missed you guys, and I'm so sorry you guys had to wait for this, and I'm so sorry I don't have a birth video of like her being born, but things happen, and me and Derek wanted to just enjoy the moment and enjoy every second that we could spend with her, and that's all we do. Here's Taylor Renee Toombs, and say hi, mama. Say hi. And she was 7 pounds 12 ounces and 20.5 inches long. So she was pretty tall. Now at our last doctor's visit, she was 9.8 pounds, 8 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 poun and she was 21 inches. So she's in the 27th percentile of height, and she's pretty tall. And obviously, she gets that from me and her daddy. But her dad's not that tall. He's 6 foot. Oh, he's pretty tall. But yeah, here's my baby. She's such a good baby. Hi. You want to say hi, Mama? Say hi. 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 You're not beat. Oh, say hi. Who do you think she looks like, me or her dad? But okay, guys, that's all I have for this video. So I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye. Say bye. Here's Taylor Renee. So cute. So content.
You ready? You want me to wet her?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna just take her over there just to take her diaper off and her hat because there's no cheating. Oh, let me take her diaper first.
He's recording.
Oh,
This
okay.
one.
Ready? See how much you weigh. So I'm gonna come right over here if you want to take a picture. It's gonna pop up right here. 7 pounds, 12.9 ounces. Pretty normal. Yeah. And I'll measure her too. I can make a picture. Beautiful feet.
Daddy's first time holding the baby.
So I'm gonna take your epidural out.
Okay. I'm gonna sit up. Hey, Mama girl. It's December 23rd, and Tink will be 7 weeks tomorrow. You say hi? Say hi. Say hi, Mama. No pretty girl. Yeah. Oh, I love that. You are so cute. You are so cute. Mommy love you, girl. You stretching?